So far, we have seen that Siya finds out in the morning that her grandfather's health is very critical. Therefore, she and Manav come to the Rao family to meet him. Upon arriving there, Siya first meets the doctor and gets detailed information about her grandfather's condition. Then, without saying much, she directly goes into her grandfather's room. Siya had just entered when a nurse rushes in and tells the doctor to come inside quickly. So, all the family members go in with the doctor. The Rao family is very tense, wondering what has happened. That is Ragini, who has been glaring at Siya with hatred ever since she arrived and is jealous of her. When the nurse suddenly rushed in, she felt that something serious was happening, and she thinks to herself, if Siya's entering has caused even a slight deterioration in grandfather's health, I will use this to push this worthless girl out of here no matter what I have to do. Then, as she enters, she says, and why doesn't this old man just die? He neither dies peacefully himself nor lets me live in peace. Every time it's my granddaughter, my Siya, my granddaughter, my Siya. They used to shower me with love, but as soon as they found out that I am not their real granddaughter, they immediately went off to find their own blood and left me behind. That's why God has given him such a severe punishment. This old man will die a death like this. But even with all these thoughts in her mind, she maintains a very good expression on her face as she enters. Looking at her face, anyone could easily be misled into thinking that she was very tense and upset about her grandfather's condition. When everyone enters, they are a bit shocked by the scene inside. At that moment, grandfather was looking at Siya with tearful eyes. He was trying to say something, but Siya was telling him to stay quiet. At the same time, she was gently stroking his hand and head, responding to many of his unspoken concerns. As a result, grandfather had calmed down a bit. Meanwhile, the machine monitoring grandfather's heartbeat, which had slowed down significantly, suddenly showed a slight improvement. It was gradually increasing. This was a good sign. Immediately after that, the doctor steps forward, checks grandfather thoroughly, and then gives him an injection, causing grandfather to slowly drift back to sleep. Although this change was good, if grandfather couldn't control his excitement, there was a chance his health could deteriorate further. That's why he did this. After that, the doctor instructed a nurse to stay there and take care of grandfather. He signaled for everyone else to come outside. When everyone came out, the doctor said, we need to discuss something about Mr. Olddraft's health. Can we sit down and talk? To this, Mr. Rao quickly leads them to the hall, where everyone was seated and all eyes were on the doctor. The doctor looked at Siya and said, Miss Siya, if I may make a request, would you please consider it? Siya looks at him questioningly and then says, first, please complete what you have to say, and then I will respond. Saying this, she calmly sits next to Manav on the sofa. The doctor found her response appropriate, so he continued, look, I don't know what the situations are among you all, if there are any problems, but whatever it is, all the pressure is heavily affecting Mr. Olddraft and his health. With advancing age, he can no longer bear it. That's why his health keeps deteriorating. Also, he has already had a minor heart attack. Therefore, if his health continues to decline like this, I believe we won't be able to do anything further. Just then, Ram interjects. Dr. Uncle, you can say whatever you need to say clearly. You are our family doctor, and we have known each other for a long time. So, you don't need to hide anything from us. Whatever you are thinking, please tell us clearly. We will do everything for grandfather. To which the doctor directly addresses the issue, saying, as you all just saw, as soon as Miss Siya arrived, there was a slight improvement in grandfather's condition, and I believe he wants to see Siya with him in this state, wants her by his side. Therefore, I want Miss Siya to stay with grandfather for a while, spend time with him so that Mr. Old Draft's health can improve quickly. He had just finished speaking when Mrs. Rao, in anger, said, "Doctor, what are you saying? It was just a coincidence that when this girl went in, my father's health improved a little, because before that he had been given a lot of medications, and his treatment was ongoing. It's just that this girl's timing or luck is very good that she arrived at that moment. There's nothing significant about it." Regini had already gotten very angry after hearing the doctor's words. Her face clearly showed hatred, anger, and jealousy towards Siya. Before she could do or say anything, her mother had already voiced her feelings. The doctor looks at them, and the entire household turns to look at them as well. There were only two people whose words made a significant impact, and you all must have understood who they were. Seeing the message, Regini interjects, "I think Mom is right. It was just a coincidence that when Siya went to grandfather, his health improved, which was almost due to the medications. There's no need to give this so much importance. Besides, we all know that Siya doesn't like to stay here at all." "Right, Siya?" As she says this, she starts looking at Siya. At that moment, she was trying to present herself as a sensible, good girl. At the same time, she wanted to show her family and Manav how thoughtful and wise she was. Siya ignores her. She doesn't even look at her. She looks at the doctor and says, "Doctor, please talk to me. Tell me why you feel this way. I know you don't say anything without reason." Hearing Siya's words, the doctor feels a bit better, because when Mrs. Rao and Regini questioned his suggestion, he had felt a bit annoyed with them. They were indirectly challenging his profession and experience. The doctor also looks at Siya and politely smiles, saying, "Look, Miss Siya, what they just said is one thing. But when a person falls ill or has some health issues, especially in serious conditions, medications definitely work. But that happens when the person responds to it, fully accepts it. And I will tell you without hiding that grandfather is not able to cooperate well with the treatment we have provided. He feels very depressed. It seems he is very troubled by things, so much so that he doesn't want to get better. And regarding the medications, we have been treating him for about a week now. During this time, he neither responded much nor did it have any effect on his body. But when you came and started talking to him, the feeling you have now, there was a different dedication in him, a desire that we could see together. I have handled many cases in my life, and I am telling you all this from my experience. No one gets better just with medications. When the people they love are around them, when they are happy, only then does the patient recover. Therefore, Miss Siya, I will just say that you should spend some time with grandfather and always motivate him. Talk to him. Help him overcome his loneliness, depression, and guilt. Only then might his health improve further. The rest is your decision." After listening to the doctor's entire statement, there was complete silence in the room. Because given the situations that had unfolded so far and everything that had happened, everyone knew that what the doctor was saying was true in some way. After hearing the doctor's entire statement, all the family members turned to look at Siya. They were curious to see what Siya would say after hearing all this, what her reaction would be. And everyone, including the doctor, was looking at her. At that moment, she was sitting on the sofa with a completely expressionless and emotionless face. Her eyes were completely calm, making it impossible to understand anything. Meanwhile, Manav, sitting next to her, had always been like this. Now the expressions and aura of both their faces were similar. Everyone was looking at Siya, and Siya was looking at Manav. Everyone sitting there was eager to hear what Sia's response would be. Many different thoughts were running through everyone's minds. So what do you all think? What decision will Siya make? Will she stay here or not?